Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone is having a great day. Today is Thursday. We'll take a look at the market, see what's going on there. Market was actually down today. Bitcoin was up a little bit. I think Ethereum was up a little bit too. It's still going right now. We'll take a look at all those. We'll take a look at the miners also, and we have quite a few of them that hit 52-week lows. So we got Bitfarms, DMG, Hive. We also have CleanSpark, Hut 8, and Iris Energy along with Mawson hit new 52-week lows today. We'll get into all those numbers here in a minute. And then we're also going to take a look at solar Bitcoin mining, my analysis on it. Is it worth it? Does it make sense and things like that? So we'll just go over some numbers, some assumptions as well. We'll go all over that at the end here. So as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. Don't fall scams, and spam posts get reported and deleted. And I'm invested in following coins and companies for full disclosure. And what else? Oh, if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out. Okay, let's take a look at the market here really quick. So the S&P was down 0.31% today to 3,946. Dow Jones was down 0.02% to 33,546. NASDAQ was down 0.19% to 11,676. And Bitcoin right now is up barely. It is up 0.12% on the day to 16,666. It's right now bouncing a little bit here, but not a lot of movement today in Bitcoin, which is okay. And we also didn't have a lot of volume today, so that could explain it as well. Looking at the daily chart, we can see that the RSI here is at 36. Last time we were here, RSI was a little bit higher, so we're going down in price while while the RSI is flat. That's not a good sign. That's a bearish sign for me. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we're seeing the same thing. The opposite, RSI is going up while Bitcoin price is coming down. That's not good either. 1-hour chart, RSI is coming up while Bitcoin has gone up a little bit here. So let's see. We are at 55 right now. Last time we were right around here. Bitcoin price was actually a little bit lower. Excuse me. So we might be having a little bit of a reversal on the 1-hour chart. We're starting to look a little bit more bullish. Ethereum is at, it's down a little bit today. It's down 1.36% to 1,198. And let's take a look at the miners really quick. So the miners, ANY was flat at 37 cents today. Argo was down 3.71% to 8 cents, almost 9. Bit Digital was down 7.21% to $1.03. Bitfarms was down 3.43% to 67 cents. CleanSpark was down 2.5% to $2.34. Cores was down 5.85% to 18 cents. DigiHost was up 5.37% to 64 cents. DMG was down 2.67% to 15 cents. Greenidge was down today 7.48% to 63 cents. And Hive was up 0.43% to $2.36. Hut was down 3.05% to $1.27. Iris Energy was down 11.82% to $1.94. Luxfolio was flat today as well. Marathon was down 3.37% to $8.03. And they've been coming down here for the last couple of weeks here, it looks like. Mawson was down today 7.78% to 36 cents. Riot was down 0.64% to $4.63. Soluna was flat on the day at 92 cents. And Stronghold was up 1.79% to 82 cents. So those are all the miners markets. Let's take a look at what's going on with the network hash rate. Network hash rate has been coming down. It's at 262 million right now. Terahashes per second, and we'll see how this continues going. We are seeing Bitcoin price coming down and slightly going down on the network hash rate, and we are 491 days away from the next Bitcoin halving event. Okay, so let me pull up my sheet here for the solar mining analysis, and we'll go over some details over it right now. So let's see if I can do this correctly. Excuse me, let's see if this is the one that I want. Nope, this is the one I want. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We're doing solar versus regular Bitcoin mining analysis on it. Spent a little bit of time on this, kind of thinking it through, see how I wanted to do this. And then you guys can also chime in the comments. Let me know if you think I should have done something a little bit better, a different way or something like that. But this is kind of the way I did it. So here are some of the considerations that we have. Miner speed, solar cost, location, daylight, electrical cost, and then what is the ROI going to be on this? So if we look at the first one, the miner speeds, we're looking at miners right now that are the 100 terahash miners. Those are pretty acceptable right now. You do have the 140 terahash miners as well. Those are a little bit more expensive, but they do have a better efficiency on them. So the 100 terahash miners have a watt usage of 3,250 watts, which is fine. And then you got, right now they're going for about $15.5 per terahash for large miners. So we've seen some miners being bought, some miners buying these at around this price point. For us, spot price is more probably going to be closer to $20 than the 15, and that's only because we're not buying, hundreds of thousands of these or tens of thousands of these. We're buying one or two here and there. So we're looking at a total cost of about $2,000 just for the miner itself. I'm guessing that's possibly not going to include shipping and duty fees for incoming for tariffs. But I'm just going with 2,000 on that. We can always up that if we need to. Solar cost, I was able to find $65 solar panels on, I think it was Alibaba. So these are the 300 watt solar panels. We would need about 12 of these panels to get us to the 3,600 watts that we would need, I believe. And I'm no electrical engineer, so correct me if I'm wrong on here, but I think we would just need the 3,600 watts to run one of these S19 Pro miners at 100 terahash. The panels themselves would cost about $780 here. Shipping and components, I'm guessing you're going to need other things added to it as well. More likely cables, transformers, or what do you call those, regulators, things that transfer the DC from the solar panels back to AC, so then you can run the miners on that. And then you also probably need something that's going to switch the power to solar or your home electrical or whatever electrical you have when there's not enough solar power being generated. So I'm adding another $1,200 for this. I'm just estimating, best guess estimate on it. So we're looking at a total cost possibly of $2,000 for that. So for total cost is going to be closer to $4,000 all combined. Next is location daylight. So closer to the equator, the more daylight you'll have. The further away from the equator, the less daylight. Right? So if you think of a globe, you got the equator over here. If you're pretty close to it, you're going to have a lot more days and a lot more time where you're going to have sunlight, as opposed to somebody that's living, further up here. I'm more up on this side of things. So I calculated based on just some data that on average in my area, we get about 7 hours of daylight per day. And this is 365 days. This is the average that we're getting. During the summer, we get more. During the winter, we get less. But this is kind of the average. And that equates to about 29% in savings for that. So you could take that off for the electricity part of it to mine. You can kind of come up with what you could be saving on it. Okay. Next, so electrical costs. Depending on where you live and where you're getting your electricity from, you could be paying anywhere from 8 to 12 cents, maybe even higher or lower. I mean, if you're paying lower, great for you. That's even better. You're going to have more savings even if you install solar panels. But that's kind of what I'm looking at for residential. Where I'm at, it's about 10 cents right now. And that's about as good as it's going to get around here. Okay, so that's kind of the electrical cost. You got to look into it. The higher the cost is, the higher it's going to be, higher and harder to recoup your return on investment time frame. Next is ROI. So this is dependent on Bitcoin price. Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin goes down. That has a huge impact on your return on investment, along with the network hash rate. The network hash rate, as we've seen here just a couple minutes ago, has continued to go up over time, and it has gone up quite tremendously over this past year. But we also have a lot of miners installing a lot of miners. Next is obviously electrical cost in that as well. The lower the cost you have, the faster you're going to get an ROI on it. Higher, it's going to take you longer for that. Okay. Total cost, so we're looking at miners at $2,000. Solar is at $2,000 as well. So total, we're looking at about $4,000. This is just estimated price on it. Given that if you can get the miners, or not the miners, but the solar panels at $65. I've seen solar panels going for $300. So if you have to get 12 of those, you're looking at $3,600 just for the solar panels themselves. But I chose kind of the least expensive option out of all the solar panels I could find, hoping that that would kind of help with the return on investment. But how good are those solar panels? I don't know. Okay, so total cost is that. So ROI time frame, let's take a look at the numbers here that I have, and I'll go through these as well. So where are we at? Here. Okay, so I've created this spreadsheet before. This was to we use this to analyze had you bought miners at the peak, where they were going for like $90 per terahash or $100 per terahash, compared to now where they're going for $15 and $20 per terahash. What was the difference in ROI time frame wise for those, depending on you mined? So some things to consider in here, and this is going for 48 months total. The first 12 months, network hash rate and Bitcoin price. So network hash rate increases by 1.5%. Next year it goes up 2%. The following year it goes up 1.5%, and then 1.5 again. Bitcoin price goes up the first 12 months 5.5% each month. The following year it goes up 15% a month, and then we fall like we typically do with Bitcoin. We fall 8.4% per month. Then we go back up about 5%, and this is based on historic data going back to the last bear market to the bull market that we had last year. That's kind of the data I was able to kind of figure out. So that got us to a price of $29,000 at the first year, $159,000 after the second year. Then we go back down to $55,000 the third year, and back up to $99,000 the fourth year. Hash rate would go from 270, where we are right now roughly, to 576, almost doubles in 4 years. So that kind of coincides with that. Now on this we're using the 10 cents, which is we're evaluating had you just used the miner on your standard home electrical pricing. So I'm using 10 cents for myself. Cost per terahash, $20 on the miner. We have the 100 terahash miner here. Cost is 2,000. Watts is 3,250. Electrical cost per day is going to be $7.80. We're looking at a return on investment in about 21 days, 22 days, which is this blue line here. The other lines are for all the different price points that you could be in it. So we go all the way from 9.5 to, I think on this chart, we go to 0.045 cents, 4.5 cents on the chart. And that would be the red line over here, which would be like right around 16 months to break even on it. So now we know that it's, with these assumptions, our return on investment is going to be 21 months currently. Things can obviously change. We can go up with Bitcoin price a lot faster. Network hash rate can go up slower. This is just the assumptions that I'm using on it. Okay, so now let's use the assumptions of we're adding solar into it. So solar, it would come up to be about $40 per terahash, but our electrical price is going to go down to 7 cents. So let's take a look at it here. And you can see here that it took us, surprisingly, even though we doubled the cost basically, we're still at 22 days to break even currently with these assumptions that are the same as before. But the only difference is now our profit and loss for the 48 months is 9.4 thousand compared to when we had it regularly at, where'd it go? Right there, if we go back to $20 on here, we had 9.4. Here we got 8.4. So almost $1,000 more with solar if it worked out this way. So it's not a huge amount of increase in revenue, but it is substantial, and that would be after the next 2 years you'd make basically $500 more a year mining based on these assumptions on Bitcoin price, network hash rate, everything else. And the way I'm calculating the 7 cents is, like I said, we're saving about 29%, we're able to mine for 30% of the day, basically every day. So I'm taking 30% off of it from the total cost on the mining. I think that's calculated correctly. I can't figure it out. I don't think that's wrong. I think that's right. But if I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments below. So the good part about this is on solar, if you do it, and you can do it within $4,000 or so, you could recoup your investment in the same amount of time as you would on standard electrical. But going forward, you would make more. Also, once you have that in place, those solar panels are going to be good for a pretty long time, around, 24, 25 years. It should be able to last you. So during that time frame, you can switch out miners. Once miners die on you, you can add in new miners, and you don't have that added expense of installing the solar thing again. And you're saving again at that cost savings. So there is some cost savings to it. It does cost more up front. Let's take a look at the numbers that we have here in the time frame. I think this is it. Yep. So return on investment time frame. Let's take a look. So solar, with the 30% savings, we're looking at 7 cents per kilowatt instead of the 10 cents. Cost was $4,000. Estimated ROI is 22 months. 48 months profit is $9,453. No solar, regular electrical, we're looking at 10 cents. Cost $2,000. Return on investment time frame is 22 months, the same time frame. 48 months profit is $8,448. So you compare the two, you can see that solar does come out on top. Plus, you have the added benefit of having those solars for another 20 years, and you can install more miners added when they become available, and you're not putting in the whole $4,000. You're only putting in whatever the cost of the miner is, and then you're able to possibly get a better return on investment on those miners, possibly by a couple of months, because you are paying only 7 cents on it. So that is it. I hope that kind of helps explain how solar works, I think. I've never done solar, so to be completely honest, something that I've thought about doing, but with having so many more miners, I mean, you're looking at 12 solar panels just for one miner. Now multiply that times 100. So now you're looking at 1,200 solar panels. Multiply that times 2, you're looking at 2,400 panels. And those panels are, what are they, like 2 feet by 4 feet long? That's going to take up a lot of space. Plus, not to mention, it's pretty complicated, and you need somebody that's, like an electrical engineer or something like that can do this for you. I don't have that experience. But let me know what you guys think. Be interested to know. I know some of you in the comments have said that you have solar going on, which is kind of cool. But have you seen these kind of results as well when things are going well? Yeah, I'll be looking forward to those. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Spreadsheet will be available to my Patreon members as always. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Have a great night. I'll see you in the next one.